Уважаемые официальные лица, уважаемые члены клуба, дамы и господа, позвольте приветствовать вас на совместно организованном Caspian Energy Club, Caspian Energy Georgia и правительство Аджарии международном B2B форуме. Тема сегодняшнего B2B форума посвящена транспорту и туризму. Это две важные составляющие. Возможно, в период пандемии очень сильно пострадал сектор туризма. Возможно, транспортный сектор работал под нагрузкой, но тем не менее это те сектора экономики, которые очень важны для развития как региона Аджарии, так и в целом в мировой экономике. Я хочу рассказать о нашем клубе. Caspian Energy Club был создан в июне 2002 года при участии крупнейших нефтегазовых компаний, работающих в Каспийско-Черноморском регионе, и при участии Caspian Energy International Media Group. Основателем, первым председателем клуба является президент Азербайджанской республики Ильхам Гейдарович Алиев. Основные цели клуба – это создание диалога между бизнесом и властью, поддержка малого и среднего бизнеса, поддержка инновативных проектов и, самое главное, это поддержка регионального сотрудничества. За период пандемии с 30 марта по сей день нами было организовано 150, на сегодняшний день это 155-е мероприятие, которое мы организовываем. Из них 3 мероприятия были организованы в офлайн формате, нам буквально последний месяц, и 152 мероприятия, это мероприятия, которые были организованы в онлайн формате. Эти мероприятия оказали очень большую поддержку предпринимателям, они сумели найти ответы на интересующие их вопросы, решили очень многие проблемы, с которыми столкнулись в период пандемии. Было очень много предложений по изменению в налоговом кодексе, в таможенном, миграционном и других кодексах. И мы очень благодарны правительству Азербайджана, экономическому блоку правительства Азербайджана, что они оперативно реагировали на все наши обращения. Я хотел бы представить наших гостей. Сегодня у нас в гостях министр экономики и финансов правительства Аджарии Жаба Путкарадзе. Добро пожаловать. Также принимает участие первый заместитель министра экономики и финансов правительства Аджарии Торнике Кучава и председатель департамента туризма правительства Аджарии Тина Зоидзе. Прежде чем передать слово почетному председателю Caspian Energy Georgia Николасу Надбеладзе, послу Николасу Надбеладзе, я хотел бы попросить всех участников. Вы знаете, что в прошлом году азербайджанская доблестная армия освободила спустя 30 лет оккупированные территории. Для нас это очень значимое, историческое, важное событие, потому что 30 лет мы были лишены возможности посещать наши территории. Сегодня там идут очень серьезные восстановительные работы. В ближайшее время будут мероприятия, в рамках которого мы нашим членам клуба создадим возможность для того, чтобы они тоже могли принимать участие в этом процессе. У нас были жертвы как среди мирного населения, так и среди военного контингента. Я хотел бы попросить вас почтить минутой молчания все жертвы, которые боролись за независимость и территориальную целостность. Нас это с Грузией объединяет, потому что и у вас есть определенные жертвы в период войны. Поэтому я хотел попросить почтить минутой молчания, и потом мы продолжим. Благодарю вас. Грузия и Азербайджан объединяют очень тесное и политическое, и экономическое сотрудничество. У нас реализовано очень много проектов как в нефтегазовом секторе, так и в ненефтяном секторе. Задача Caspian Energy Georgia, который представляет интересы и Caspian Energy Club, и Caspian Energy International Media Group, основная цель – это создание моста для предпринимателей Грузии и Азербайджана, а также, как я уже отметил, Caspian Energy Club объединяет 5000 компаний из 50 стран мира. Сегодня принимают участие, кроме азербайджанских компаний, предприниматели из Турции, предприниматели из Казахстана, есть предприниматели из Украины. И мы предоставим им тоже слово, но прежде я хочу уже передать эстафету слово уважаемому послу Николасу Надбиладзе, который любезно согласился председательствовать на сегодняшнем мероприятии. Прошу вас, Батан Николас.
First of all, thank you, Mr. Elman Aliyev. As we agreed, the working language today will be the English, and the presentation will be done by the government of Ajara on English also. We are welcome all the participants to be joining and being together with us today. I would like to thank you this opportunity for Caspian Energy Forum to show that our countries and Azerbaijan, Georgia are strategic partners, and we're continuing our strategic partnership in economic sector as well. This is a big possibility, and the platform gives us to study and give the new opportunities to the business sectors for different countries, especially from Azerbaijan, to be investing in Georgia or in Ajaran region. And we will be pleased to present here the Minister of Economy and the Finance, Mr. Jaba Putkaradze, and he will be presenting the Ajaran economic developments and the sectors. And after it, we will be having also the presentation about the tourism. Thank you, everybody. I would like to pass the presentation and the welcoming speech to the Minister. Mr. Minister, thank you for participation, and please, you can start.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. Telman. Thank you very much for organizing this forum, and we are very much happy to be part of this initiative. I would also confirm that we have long-lasting relationship with Azerbaijan. It's especially important for me that there are a lot of Azerbaijanese companies operating in Georgia and especially in Ajara, and we have very nice cooperation with them. And of course, we wish to continue in this mode. And I think this type of the forums is one more step, especially in post-pandemic period, to enforce this cooperation. As you know, and the topic of the today's forum is directly linked to Ajara, because we are in Georgia, we are the second after Tbilisi in a sense of economic activity. Tourism and transportation are the main industries in our region. So during the pandemics, we had some difficulties, especially in the tourism sector. But now we see that there is quite a lot of progress, and we even expect that at the end of this year we will reach the levels which we had in 2019. Before the pandemics, we had actually one of the highest indicators of FDIs, and especially most of these FDIs come to tourism-related industry, like directly into the tourism, and also in the real estate, which is linked to tourism. So, of course, it was our main industry. And just to give you statistics, for the last 5 years, we had increase in the number of the visitors. And as a result, in the region before pandemics, we had lowest unemployment. First time in a decade, it was less than 7%. So, and of course, we would like to achieve the pre-pandemic results as soon as possible. We plan very intensive privatization of interesting land plots and assets which are under the management of government. And we plan that in the next 4 years we will have on average 6.5% increase in the GDP in the region. So, and of course tourism is one of the main drivers of this growth. I'm especially happy because I already see some Azerbaijanese tourists and visitors here. I should say that they are mainly concentrated in the cities, but now we have kind of the tendency that Azerbaijani visitors, they also go to the mountains, and especially during the winter or skiing season, we have quite a lot of visitors from Azerbaijan, and we start to develop in order to diversify the industries. We started to develop the mountainous regions in Ajara, and we will be promoting them as well. And of course, I would also, I know that my colleagues will do the presentation. I would also ask you to promote these regions and these new touristic directions through the channels you have. So thank you very much, and I wish all the very best to our countries and to all the participants of this forum. And I pass the presentation to my colleague Tornike, and he will briefly tell us in more details. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. First of all, I would like to thank you that I know that there is a government session of Ajara, and you especially had this opportunity to stay with us, and we know that your time is limited. Thank you for your presentation, and we will now listen your deputy. Thank you once again.
Greetings to everyone. I will thank you for this meeting, and I will shortly introduce our region, our main direction of economics. And shortly about statistics, we have our population is around 350,000 people, and the area is around 2,900 square kilometers. We have 57 coastline, which goes to Turkey border. We have 6 municipalities in Ajara, but of course the main driver to say it's Batumi municipality, where we have most economic activities and most tourists coming. But in recent times we had introduced a lot of infrastructure and other economic activities to increase our mountain region development. Shortly about international ratings, you know that Georgia is one of the top countries in reformatic rankings, and we have some main rankings in the world and presented in the world. So you can see that we are at the first place for economic reports according to World Bank. Major tourist destination in a post-COVID period, etc. So you see that in the past years our rankings has been improved, and we are trying to improve these rankings in these years also. Okay, what is our main goal in past years? We tried to follow is the to diversify economic itself, and we introduce a lot of projects which means to diversify economic itself. Because we calculated our economy, we calculated and made one mathematical model, and according to it, our dependency on tourism is around 70–75%, which we think it's too much, and we need to introduce other economic activities to help other sectors to develop, and that's why I will after that shortly present what we did. And beside this, we want to diversify, of course, tourism itself, and not to be associated only with the sea and good food and good wine, which I probably you know, but we want to introduce other directions of tourism, and I believe Tina also will present these diversifications and other directions. State budget, our state budget in this year around 400 million gel. It's more than 100 million euros at the moment, and main source of our budget comes from privatization and taxes. Shortly about FDI, in before pandemic period, we had very good statistics, and you see that for the region, it was more than 200 million USD, and for as a small region, and after this year, we can improve this FDI. And more international investors will come to invest in Ajara. To give you some idea why to invest in Ajara, we mainly put our what we think it's our advantages. Of course, it's affordable labor force. Of course, it's stable developed economy. Beside this pandemic situation, of course, and we believe that we are effective, and we supply effective government services. I believe this. Our main direction, you can see on this slide. Of course, the main is tourism, but all other main sectors are directly or indirectly connected with tourism, and especially gambling. Also, it's very much connected with tourism. Our liberal tax system, you see the personal income tax and the VAT, property tax. We have one of the lowest tax rate in the whole world, and that's why it's very attractive to invest in Georgia because of this. And besides this, we introduce a new corporate profit tax, which means that you don't pay any corporate profit tax until you pay out dividends. So before this, you don't have to pay any corporate profit tax, and it's of course really helpful for long-term investment, and really attractive for foreign investments also. This is a statistic for before pandemic period. You see that 2 million, more than 2 million visitors. We had more than 2 million visitors in our region, and it's quite a lot. And we think that in the future we will have around 10 up to 20% yearly growth rate. I will introduce now like specific projects and directions which can be interesting for you. First of all, this is our one of the main direction near Batumi. It's only 110 kilometers from the center of Batumi. We have one. It's mountain resort, and can be operated in winter and also in summer. So it's for seasonal touristic resort. Now we many hotels and also brands are already starting operating there, and we have already put and sold a lot of property, a lot of land plots with investment obligations, and even now we have on auction put some of land plots for building cottages and hotels. This is one of we have in Ajara. This is Gonio. It's about more than 40 hectares territory. It's first line, and at this moment, currently we are making a master plan. After that, it will be put on auction or other ways used to develop this zone and be attractive for investors. And you know, not many places left in the world with the first line, and we in this year we will try to give possibility to investors to buy our three main first line land plots in Ajara. One is in Gonio, one is in Bobovati, which will be put on auctions very soon. It's about 28 hectares, and I believe this is the best land plot in Georgia itself. And also we will put small land plots near Batumi. It's about 5 hectares, and all these territories will be open for investors in this year. So this is another project which is Tsikhistiri near the Batumi. And this is, we believe, this is the best place for how to say more passive tourists. And also we developed master plan here, and we put also some land plots on auctions which has been sold, and now we are putting in other land plots which will be available for investors also. I have to say about our infrastructure project, especially in sport, and you see that we built recently a Batumi football stadium, which is UEFA 4th category and can hold many international events. And also we finishing the sport complex and Batumi skating stadium, which is under construction now. In 2019 we got one prize because Batumi was awarded the title of European City of Sport because we really pushed a lot of sports infrastructure and hold European Championship in weightlifting, World Championship in chess, etc. Other sport events. This is the specific project, and we made proposal to everyone which can be interested in sport tourism. And you see that initial investment which is needed, and our support. You see the calculation with initial investment and government investment. So we are ready to invest a lot in sport tourism, and if any company and any investors are willing to participate, government support will be really high. And you see that guarantee, we even introduced guarantee income, which is around 1 million gel. It means that every year, if the company will fulfill his investment obligation, government will spend at this Gomarduli Sport Complex around 1 million gel, which is really high value because it will cover approximately all costs, all expenses which can be during the year. So we try to push the sport infrastructure and now to make it available for investors. Not many companies believe that it's long-term investment, of course, and many investors think that it's maybe some risk, etc. So that's why we introduced by our state company new project in sport tourism, and this project will show other private companies that it's a good idea to invest in sport tourism, and we hope that it will attract afterwards many other private companies, because the results will be really good. One project it's about Kobuleti tourist zone. It means that no taxes in 10 years. You just build hotel, operate it, and you don't pay any tax. No property tax, no profit tax. So it's the free zone. Now we are making new introduction and new changes in law, and this territory will be even more affordable and more available for investors. And also, you don't pay any price for lands. It's also for free. I have to say about some of the Goderzi project. This is a nearby. It's Green Lake. We are making it's a really beautiful place, and we are now introducing infrastructure. And in this year we will finish this infrastructure. And Goderzi and Green Lake will be connected. We introduce also new road, and it's also really good place to visit. Okay, some other projects you see, Ethno Village, Beshumi, Gomarduli, Chiruhi, and in Chiruhi, for example, we in this year we begin to build new zip line, which will be more than around 2 kilometers, and it will be one of the biggest in Eastern Europe. I mentioned about sector diversification, and this is one of the main projects we introduced in recently. It's about industrial zone in Ajara. It's nearby with a custom clearance, and there is no tax preferences, no exemptions, etc. But because of very good location and the infrastructure we are building, it's really interesting for investors. And at this moment, we have already sold around 18 land plots with investment obligation to produce materials. Not only have like storage, etc., but to produce materials. It's nearby port. It's nearby custom clearance. It's nearby with Turkey border. That's why it's really a good investment opportunity for industrial companies. And I just wanted to show the differences and changes in recent years. You see what was the main investment place in Ajara, in Batumi. It's Heroes LA, and there was nothing in 2014, and you see how it has been developed in recent years. I can say that I very much like this very high hotels and apartments, but it's the way it has been developed at this moment. One of the biggest projects we signed in recent years is Kobuleti Green Resort. It's more than around 400 hectares territory, and here must be very multifunction project. And this investment comes from Czech Slovak companies. And we really proud of this project because European investment comes in Kobuleti. It's really a big event, and we trying to help this company because of pandemic. It's somehow they also had some problems, but now they are in a good way, and we think that this project will be one of the best and showing off project of our region. So there are some reasons you have to come in Georgia and invest, and we just listed it. And these presentations will be available, of course, for everybody. And if you think that there are some project you are interested in, we can of course give you more information and more details about investment project and about the investment opportunity in Ajara. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, of course, I'm here.
Thank you, Mr. Kuchava, with the excellent presentation. I think we will continue the presentation, and in the end, and we will come back with the question and answers, that it will be just from our participants list, which will be already, I think there is some of the requests, and Mr. Telmanalian will be just giving the questions later on to these participants. Now I would like to pass the presentation to the Ms. Tinatin Zoidze. She will do the presentation about the tourist sector, and we will be thanking her for participation and for the presentation. Floor is yours. Thank you. Mikrofoni ჩართეთ Tina.
ახლა ისმის?
დიახ, პრეზენტაციას გავუკეთებ თქვენ თუ
მე მოკლე შესავალი მექნება და შემდეგ გააკეთებ ჩემი კოლეგა მარკეტინგის განყოფილებიდან.
კი ბატონო. Thank you. Floor is yours.
Thank you. At first, I would like to pass the warm greetings from Batumi, and I would like to thank all the participants of the forum and organizers for the given possibility to share the information about the tourism potential of the region, about the success what we have, and about the challenges what we face. Of course, pandemic has big influence on tourism sector, and it changed all our agenda. But the main priority for us now is to support safe tourism restart in the region. For this reason, Department of Tourism, in coordination with the Ministry of Finance and Economy of Ajara, and with the central and local government, continues working in three main directions. First, of course, is to control the pandemic situation in the region. And for this reason, with the support of the Ministry of Finance, we try the Department of Tourism and Resorts of Ajara to be involved in the managing quarantine zones in the region. And of course, to make marketing and promotion of the region as a touristic destination and safe touristic destination is our main priority as well. As you know, as the situation is stabilized in the region and in the country, Georgia opened land and air border, and all the citizens from all the countries who are vaccinated and are presenting the 72 hours prior test at the checkpoints of Georgia, they are allowed to enter in the country and to travel around the region as well. Third main priority and strategy we are working is to follow long-term strategy of the region, which is to make Batumi and Ajara region as a 4-year destination. For this region, reason, even during the pandemic, tourism department and other institutions continue implementing infrastructural projects and service development projects as well. But still, service development and infrastructure still stays challenges what we face, and the government continues planning and implementing important projects for sustainable tourism development in the region. If I may now, I would like to ask my colleague Nino Khakubia, the head of marketing department at the tourism department, to make a small presentation about the potential and tourism diversity of Ajara region.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies for this brief inconvenience, but we'll shortly proceed to the presentation about the tourist potential of the region. First of all, I would like to thank all the participants, also the organizers, for giving us the possibility to show you what are the possibilities for the travelers, not only from Azerbaijan, but also from the rest of the world. May I ask if you see my screen, please?
Yes.
Thank you. I will not take much of your time regarding the geographical position and the location of Ajara region, which is located in the western part of Georgia on the Black Sea coast, but directly go to the different ratings and branded lists where Batumi has been mentioned through the years. First of all, it's about the European Best Destination, which the organization which gives different nominees and awards to different European destinations. And in 2020, we have received the European Safest Destinations Award. As for the Airbnb, we've been good enough to be mentioned into the 19 destinations to visit in 2019. New York Times has mentioned Batumi as one of the 52 trend places to be visited in 2019 as well. We've been one of the top 15 favorite travel destinations for in 2018 by Israeli's online platform, and also National Geographic Traveler has mentioned Batumi among top 5 places for weekend tours in 2018. Diversity of Ajara is represented by the different types of tourism that we're offering the travelers, the guests, and the visitors of our country and the region to be experienced. And first of all, I would like to introduce to you the ecotourism potential of the region, which is combined by 4 different protected areas located in Ajara. These are Tirala National Park, Koboleti protected areas, Kintrishi National Park, and Machahala National Park. Tirala, Kintrishi, and Machahala National Parks are the unique places, unique protected areas, which are also enlisted for UNESCO's tangible list, heritage list. Therefore, we would be very happy to know that UNESCO has not only nominated but also announced them as the tangible heritage of in Ajara. As for the rural tourism, Ajara offers its visitors a chance to involve themselves in many aspects of farm life, learn about popular national handicrafts, have the masterclasses of preparing local food and listening to local families, their folklore, being engaged in everyday activities, and etc. Cultural tourism is one of the most fastly developing types of tourism for the region, and annually we have hosted numerous international festivals and events such as Black Sea International Jazz Festival or Batumi International Art House Film Festival, and many others. Certainly these are the drivers who attract a lot of people to the region, to the country overall, and we would be very happy to have the possibility as soon as the pandemic is over to continue developing of the region as a tourist cultural destination. Culinary tourism is one of the delicious things and delicious types of tourism that can be experienced here in Ajara. And in 2019, by the international consulting organization, which is AF&Co, Georgian cuisine was mentioned as 2019 was mentioned as the year of Georgian cuisine, and the Ajaruli Khachapuri was the dish of that year. Wine tourism is something that is also very common for the whole country and certainly for our region. There are specific types of vines which is growing here, that is called Kedis Tolikauri and Chaveri. And the distinguished things about these types of wine is that Chaveri must be harvested in early November, when the first frost is happening in the region, and certainly it gives very distinguished and very sophisticated taste to the special wine type. MICE tourism is also a very well-developed type of tourism for the region, and the tourism infrastructure, recently constructed middle and upscale hotels, have made Ajara as one of the most attractive and promising MICE destinations in the country, both for local and international travelers. Mountainous tourism is represented by three main hotspots in the mountainous area of the region, which is Goderti and Gomarduli, which are considered to be the winter tourism destinations. And as for Bashumi, this is one of the hottest spots for the region during the summertime. Goderti is the most developed ski resort, and I'm sure Mr. Kuchava has mentioned it in his presentation. Ajara in Batumi has been known as the sea tourism destination, and Sunny Ajara is the phrase which is known to everybody from our generation and up. But certainly what we do is that we're trying to not only position Batumi as a summer destination, as a sea destination, but to introduce its tourism potential to the travelers for 4 seasons. Bird watching is very popular for the region due to the fact that the Black Sea coast and the surroundings of Batumi in particular are known as the Eastern Black Sea Migration Corridor, and annually there are more than 1.5 million different types and species of raptors overflying the territory from the north to the east for the nesting period and better climate conditions. Gambling has become a popular tourism offering in Batumi. The city has a wide array of casinos available to local as well as for foreigner gamblers, and certainly the brand hotels have the possibility to run the gambling business, and certainly they are one of the interesting destinations and activities for the guests of the region. Apart from the different types of tourism that I have mentioned, certainly there are other tourist sites and attractions in the city which also are very popular among travelers. And for instance, Gonya Fortress or Petra Fortress, as well as Batumi Boulevard and Botanical Garden, are the oldest and the most visited places in the region. And certainly we should take into consideration as a travelers, Ali and Nina's statue, astronomical clock, Alphabet Tower, which is very unique for the Georgian nation, and squares and piazzas. As for the international brands which are presented in Ajara, among them we should mention certainly Radisson Blu, Sheraton, Hilton, and Divan Suites, as well as Le Méridien, which is already operating. And we're looking forward for the opening of Crown Plaza, for Marriott, Princess Hotel, Swiss Hotel, and other brands. Overall, we have total number of hotels, which is more than 380, with a total number of beds more than 22,000. And as for the restaurants, we have more than 400 restaurants in the region with more than 38,000 seats for the guests. If we proceed to the detailed information regarding how are we positioning Batumi on the international tourist map, these are the following options that we are usually working on. First of all, we have a campaign which was Choose Your Favorite Color. During this campaign, we were producing new promotional videos in which we showed all the possibilities that the region has to attract the travelers, whether it's sea tourism, whether it's mountaineers, whether it's winter, cultural, gambling, or etc. Certainly, it gives us the possibility to show the whole array of potential and the possibilities that the region has. And on the other hand, we had the second campaign, which was called City of Meetings. And this was more kind of the campaign which we used with the countries, with the target countries, which already have been in Georgia, in Ajara specifically, or they've heard about this destination. City of Meetings was a campaign about the reminding the places, the attractions, the sites, and the people where they have, well, travelers have already been or interacted. And certainly the memories are the things that keep us close and keep us tied and bonded to different destinations. As for the marketing activities, we've been trying to cover all the marketing channels that are available in nowadays. Certainly, we have collaborated with such media platforms as Euronews, BBC, Deutsche Welle, Travel Channel, National Geographic, DMX, and etc. And certainly, the idea of these campaigns, wide and very efficient campaigns, was the goal to reach not only the target countries, but also the travelers beyond the target markets. As for the online platforms, certainly social media and digital advertising is one of the most efficient types and channels to reach the target audience, and certainly YouTube, Google, Facebook, Instagram, Expedia were the platforms that let their audiences know more about our destination. Certainly, we've been collaborating with international air companies which were operating flights from Georgia to our different target countries, and among them should be mentioned, for example, Wizz Air, Turkish Airlines, Azerbaijan Airlines, Azal, Belavia, Skat Airlines, and etc. We've been working not only with the target country national air companies, but also the international air companies who are covering the spots and the destinations which are important for us. Apart from this, we've been working with the print travel medias like Business Traveler, National Geographic, Birdwatch, and etc. Certainly, every channel which gave us a possibility to reach as bigger audience as possible, we used for marketing and positioning Batumi. As for the wider and most impressive and most valued activities that we have done, should be mentioned the outdoor activities in target countries, cities, big cities, and certainly I'm sure you've heard about the our outdoor activities in the Baltic countries, in Azerbaijan, in Kazakhstan, Ukraine, where we had branded trams, light boxes, huge monitors and displays in order to show the different experiences that travelers can have in our region. From 2017, we have prepared and shot more than 10 new promotional videos in order to expose the most interesting things and adventures and possibilities of the region to the travelers, those who are using, who are the TV audience or online users, media users. Due to all the things that we have done for these years, it was very happy moment when Batumi was announced as Europe's leading emerging tourism destination in 2019, when we received this award, which really gave us the bigger chances and the bigger possibilities to promote Batumi as one of the leading emerging tourism destinations worldwide. Apart from this, we are using all other chances and possibilities together with the embassies of Georgia in different target countries to plan new activities, to plan new campaigns, and certainly media and info tours with involvement of national or local journalists, high-rated TV or publication representatives. We are using all these chances to deliver the up-to-date, tailor-made information to everybody who are interested in traveling to Ajara, and also for those who are our target audience. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them. Meanwhile, thank you for your attention, and I wish you a good rest of the day.
Thank you, Ms. Tina Tinzoidze and Ms. Nino Khahubia for excellent presentation and underlining the possibilities to travel and attract Ajara region. And I hope the tourist sector will be as usually we was hosting, and we will continue as much as possible to host the tourists, and especially from our Azerbaijan friendly country. I would like to pass now the floor to our next speaker. We will have one more presentation from the Gazeli Group, the director of the Gloria Hotel, Nigar Hanum. Floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to each and everyone for your attention. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciations to event organizers. For now, I would like to focus your I would like to focus you on newly opened and rebranded hotel, the Grand Gloria Hotel. The Grand Gloria Hotel is the luxury 5-star hotel, ideally located in New Boulevard on the front line of the Batumi Black Sea shores. Our guests get to enjoy a full and impressive experience of Georgian entertainment with a flock of restaurants, shopping malls, dancing fountains, nightclubs, clubs, and the seaside boulevard operating around the hotel. With the presence of the spa center, outdoor and indoor swimming pools, restaurants, and lining the amazing sunset view of the Black Batumi Sea and direct access to the Batumi Boulevard, the Grand Gloria Hotel is the best choice for the beautiful and memorable summer vacation. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time, and leave sometimes for watching a presentation video to introduce our hotel and fill you in emotional lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nigar Hanım. Now we will watch the video.
Okay.
Thank you once again. I wish you successful and nice holiday season to all Ajara region and your hotel. I would like now to pass the question and answers. And Mr. Telman Aliyev, I think you've got some list of the participants who would like to have some questions.
У нас есть несколько вопросов по WhatsApp, но я хотел бы напомнить всем участникам, что они могут поднять виртуальную руку и задать вопрос. И по последовательности участников я уже говорил, что здесь не только азербайджанские бизнесмены. Я хочу передать слово Куанышу Калижанову. Он является основателем и руководителем компании Smart City Azerbaijan. Это бизнесмен из Казахстана, который будет заниматься внедрением инновационных технологий. И я хотел бы попросить его представить Казахстан, и далее мы будем представлять слово нашим другим бизнесменам, которые принимают участие. Прошу вас.
Добрый день, уважаемые коллеги. Спасибо за предоставленную возможность сегодня высказаться и узнать побольше о возможностях Грузии и Аджаре. Я хотел бы сказать, что среди своих друзей и коллег я распространил информацию о нынешнем мероприятии, и я услышал такое мнение, что многие из них напрямую работают уже с туристическими операторами, агентствами Грузии и Аджары. Соответственно, у них уже есть сложившиеся отношения, сложившиеся связи, сотрудничество, поэтому я этому только рад. У меня состоялась встреча с уважаемым заместителем посла Грузии в Баку, это Ревас Сакварелидзе, с которым мы также разговаривали в отношении развития нашего сотрудничества между Казахстаном, Азербайджаном, Грузией и Аджарой. Поэтому думаю, что первое мероприятие станет хорошей стартовой площадкой для того, чтобы мы могли чаще видеть и сотрудничать друг с другом. Спасибо большое.
Благодарю вас. Я хочу предоставить слово Рагиму Султанову. Он спрятался, закрыл камеру. Я прошу, чтобы открыта компания Caspian Service. Они работают в Батуми.
Здравствуйте, спасибо, Эмомалим. Спасибо, хочу поблагодарить вас за организацию B2B форума и, значит, вот, грузинскую сторону тоже очень благодарю. Значит, я представляю Caspian Service, это инвестиционно-строительная компания. Мы более 20 лет на рынке строительства, строим в Азербайджане, Казахстане, России. И, значит, планируем начать строительство в городе Батуми. Но оно должно было начаться еще в прошлом году, в марте месяце. Мы полностью подошли, значит, к началу строительства, но пандемия помешала нам. Ну вот где-то с конца марта, в апреле начались, границы Грузии открылись, и я уже 2 раза был в Батуми. И вот в ближайшее время, я думаю, где-то к сентябрю месяцу мы начнем строительство. Там вот аджарская сторона, я немножко расскажу, где это находится. Это апарт-отель, будет на первой линии, значит, в новой части бульвара. Это в районе, есть отель «Эйфория», казино, вот дальше, ближе к аэропорту, то есть по этой части. Я хочу сказать, что вот за тот период, когда мы приобрели земельный участок, значит, мы запроектировали этот отель. Мы, скажу, что очень хочу благодарить вот руководство города Батуми, значит, то, что они всячески как бы нам помогали. То есть проект, который мы представили, был утвержден, и как бы все госорганы как бы нам в этом помогали. Я хочу сказать, что еще мы очень рады вот такому развитию туристического сектора в Батуми. Он с каждым днем все больше и больше развивается. И, честно говоря, я первый раз в Батуми был в 1985 году, потом в 94-м, 95-м, но это были уже нехорошие годы для именно этой территории. Но сегодня, значит, она с каждым днем видно, что она очень сильно развивается. И у меня каких-то вопросов нету, но хочу поблагодарить грузинскую сторону, что они полностью нас поддерживают в наших начинаниях. И вот в связи с пандемией нам пришлось, значит, скооперироваться сейчас с грузинской стороной. То есть у нас будет как бы совместный проект в Батуми. Так что хочу поблагодарить еще раз всех. Спасибо.
Я хочу задать вопрос относительно, к сожалению, это не сегодняшняя тема, у нас сегодня тема транспорт и туризм, но задали этот вопрос по WhatsApp относительно создания супермаркетов. Есть ли какие-то ограничения для создания супермаркетов или продуктовых маркетов и относительно сельского хозяйства? Наверное, на этот вопрос могут ответить представители министерства.
А какие ограничения вы имеете в виду?
Имеется в виду для нас. Нет, вопрос был именно так поставлен, я его озвучил. Я попрошу...
Нету никаких ограничений.
Какие условия для открытия супермаркетов и для создания сельскохозяйственной компании на территории Аджарии?
Ничего такого сверхъестественного или особенного, что очень легко. Нет бюрократических преград для этого.
Благодарю вас. Намик Ибрагимов является экспертом по... Я прошу вас, Намик Малим. Включите, пожалуйста, микрофон Намик Малима.
Здравствуйте, слышно меня?
Да. Намик Малим, так как одна из тем – это транспорт, ну, Рагим Малим тоже подключился, я хотел бы, чтобы вы вопросы свои задали. В прошлый раз у нас был бизнес-тур в Патийский терминал. И там были интересные вопросы. Прошу вас, Намик Малим.
Слышно меня?
Да, Намик Малим, только представьтесь, пожалуйста.
Спасибо, Тельмамин, за то, что слово дали. Меня зовут Намик, фамилия Ибрагимов. У нас компания Cargo Inspection, Commodity, Risk Assessment и все такое. Ну, страховая экспертиза, коротко говоря. К сожалению, я часть сюда не увидел из-за того, что с интернетом технические проблемы были. Я это самое хотел узнать насчет транспорта. Какие условия есть для транспортировки, допустим, туристов? Туристы, транспортировка туристов имеется в виду, что вот там очень интересные вещи я отметил, заметил, и очень хорошо. Вот у вас сельскохозяйственный туризм есть, потом на природе туризм. Вот на сельскохозяйственном туризме какие виды транспорта используются для доставки значит, туристов на место назначения?
შეგიძლიათ ინგლისურად გააგრძელოთ.
Okay, if I may, I will be answering the question in English. Thank you for the question. As you know, the government in Georgia for now has a liberal attitude and liberal policy to support the tourism sector development. That's why the strict regulations for the transport or hotel management or the licensed services in Georgia is not right now, and there is a liberal attitude from the governmental institutions. Of course, safety reasons for the transport is main point, and also there is special policies, I don't know how it's called in English, but there is special protocols for the transports. They have to obey and they have to fulfill and complete all the documentations. About the transports, if we speak in mountains of Georgia, as you know, in Georgian mountains, it depends on the locations. If there is lower mountains, of course, the big transports with the capacity of from 30 to 50 seats are moving without problems. But in high mountains, so-called like small buses with a 16 or 20 seats are mainly used to transport tourists in mountains. Of course, we have like off-road trips to the mountains where just 4x4 cars are used. So if there is any specific questions with the regulation or documentations with the transports, I will try to give you more information. And for the pandemic reasons, if you mean that transportation issues in this point, from the beginning we have restrictions with the number of seats and people in the bus, because it was like only 30% of the seats should be used in the bus. But for now, there is mask wearing obligatory in the bus transport, but there is no limitation for the seats and capacity in the buses and transports.
Понятно, спасибо большое. Спасибо за расширенный ответ. Но мне просто интересно было, именно какой вид, допустим, если это автобус на 20 человек, какой марки, если, ну, как в старое время, как маршрутный такси, минивэн, какие марки, если джип используется, то какие марки, какого года. Примерно вот это было интересно.
Yes, mainly as it's mountains of Georgia, it goes like up to 2,000 meters of sea level. Then big buses, it's almost impossible to move in high mountains. So in the cities, in the lower mountains, of course, we use normal buses as it's used in any city of the Europe. About the marks, I really don't have information about this, but the year of the car is also controlled by the special institutions in Georgia. So it's like the safety of the transport, the regulations in the sphere is all the entrepreneur responsible for the transportation is obliged to fulfill all the requirements for the special agencies who controls all these points.
Понятно. Спасибо большое.
You're welcome.
Благодарю вас. Я хочу еще раз обратиться к заместителю министра экономики и финансов. Данный вопрос уточнили. К сожалению, у них нет технической возможности подключиться с микрофоном. Вопрос заключается в том, что в период пандемии создание супермаркета или сельскохозяйственной компании, то есть деятельность сельскохозяйственной компании ограничивается на период пандемии или нет никаких ограничений, они могут прямо завтра приехать, вложить инвестиции и начать заниматься этой деятельностью.
There is no any restrictions here, and because of pandemic or without pandemic, there is no restriction. You can establish company in 1 hour and work. That's all.
Потом, Николас, из-за технических проблем некоторые участники не могут задать вопрос. Я передаю слово вам. Мы уже больше часа проводим этот форум. Прошу вас.
Ну, в первую очередь еще раз хочу поблагодарить вас за то, что нас смогли организовать и всех участников. I would just continue in English, that it will be more convenient and more understandable for the local participants. First of all, the government of Ajara, I would like to thank for the participation, for the excellent presentation, for possibility showing the opportunities and the investment sectors to Ajara region. I would like to thank all participants to be together with us. I hope this will have some feedback in the future. There will be many, maybe other questions which we will be happy from Georgian side to be shortly reverting the answers. And we wish all the success to everybody in their fields and wish success in every new opportunities, whatever we can do together, either in Georgia or either in Azerbaijan. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for the excellent participation in the presentation.
Thank you for organizing, inviting, and listening, and hope we can manage at least one new investment project in Ajara. Thank you very much, and wish you all success.
Inshallah.
Thank you once more for inviting, and thank you for organizers for giving us the possibility to share all the progress and the projects that we have. I would like to wish you health and success. We hope we will soon defeat the pandemic and return to the normal life all together. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Тельман Малям, вы можете заключительное слово.
Благодарю вас, благодарю. Я в первую очередь хочу поблагодарить правительство Аджарии за то, что согласились на принять участие в сегодняшнем форуме. Действительно, очень большой интерес. К сожалению, вот эти технические возможности пандемии не позволяют нам принимать участие в офлайн формате, лично приехать и посетить, но я думаю, в очень ближайшее время мы сможем это сделать. Я хочу поблагодарить Патана Николаса Надбеладзе, уважаемого посла. Этот статус, как вы знаете, так же, как и статус президента, он пожизненный. Мы хотим поблагодарить за то, что он лично принимал участие в организации. То есть мы хотели, чтобы это было просто напутствие, направление, но он лично принял участие. И все, что вот сегодня было, мы глубоко признательны Патану Николасу.
Всегда рад помочь.
Благодарю вас. Я хочу поблагодарить всех участников. К сожалению, некоторые участники не смогли задать вопросы, но у нас уже есть прямой канал связи. Мы будем присылать вам в письменном виде информацию, которая их интересует, эти компании. Определенная часть компаний уже работает. Как мы уже видели презентацию, Grand Gloria отель. Мы очень скоро надеемся, когда РММ начнет строительство, будем свидетелями, тоже проведем презентацию, как до того, как это будет построено, и после того, как это будет построено. Есть определенные компании, которые осуществляют транспортную деятельность, турагентства есть, которые работают. И, как я вначале сказал, мы победили в одной войне, но война с пандемией продолжается, и у нас есть традиции. В конце каждого мероприятия мы спиртуем руки и призываем всех держать дистанцию, носить маски, соблюдать правила гигиены для того, чтобы мы победили пандемию. Я прошу всех участников открыть камеры и подключиться к этому процессу, чтобы мы вместе показали, что мы боремся с пандемией и мы ее победим. Благодарю всех за участие, желаю удачи и очень надеюсь, что в ближайшее время в офлайн формате мы сможем увидеться. Я прошу техническую службу открыть всем микрофоны, всем участникам, чтобы мы могли попрощаться. Благодарю вас. Удачи вам.